Yeah. Hi, everybody. Hey, 90 days of betting on yourself. Probably wondering what's up? Yeah, 90 days of. I wear my body blows last night, so. Yeah, 90 days of betting on yourself. Greetings to one and all. How is everybody doing? You know, you gotta bet on yourself. It's 90 days. This guys, I fry some plantain. I'm gonna make me a cup of tea and everything. So, hope everybody is doing amazing. It is called 90 Day of Betting on You. You know you gotta bet on yourself, right? We all know that. We all know that. But sometimes we just need to understand that yes, you still, even when you bet on yourself one time and you win, you still gotta keep betting on yourself. So it's a continuation, of life. As long as we have life, you know what I mean? So greetings to one and all, greetings and welcome. Welcome. How is everybody doing? It's 90 days of betting on yourself. I just not much long get up and I'm saying to myself, what am I gonna tackle this thing as? Because Divine's telling me to come on here and clock in. Because one of the things I want to talk about, you see, the challenge of life, if we don't challenge ourselves, we won't know how strong we're going to be in the end. And that's why we say 90 days of betting on you. So if you don't bet on yourself, meaning if you don't challenge yourself, right? If you don't tell yourself, yes, you got this. If you don't tell yourself, you can do this, you won't know if you didn't take that bet on you. We have to learn to bet on ourselves because when I'm saying this, but I might not explain everything in the way I want to for right now, but I want to say that sometimes you think the places you're going to seek help or the people that you're going to go to seek help in person. We're not talking social media, but in person. Sometimes you think they would take a bet on you. You would think and you will hope that they will take a bet on you, but sometimes they are not the one to take a bet on you because you know why? Because you have to learn to take a bet on yourself first. First, it's like first acknowledge yourself first. Everything you hear they're telling you, you got to take care of you first. So 90 days of betting on yourself is not going to be easy. You're going to have hurdles. You're going to have so many things challenging you. But when we acknowledge that we have to take a bet on ourselves first, then we understand. Lashana, success. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Congratulations for the top one fan today. He said, let's go, champs. Thank you so much, Lashana, success. And welcome. Welcome, Lashana. Success. A big shout out to you. We're on this 90-day challenge. And today, I'm just saying, I heard the voice say, get on here. And I'm saying, what am I going to tackle this as? And I heard the voice said, 90 days of betting on you. And I'm saying, because, I have some things going on outside of you too. And only thing I have in the equation is me. And I'm saying to myself, Lord, thank God I have me to bet on. Because if I don't bet on me, who's going to bet on me? If I don't prove that I can do it, you say, yes, God bless you. Thank you so much, Lasana Success. And likewise, God bless you as well. And blessings to each and everyone that is out here and betting on yourself. We got to bet on ourselves because sometimes you're going to go through systems that you think that will help you and they will fail you. Their goal is to design you to fail, and if you don't realize that, you will be in a system where all it's doing to you is just designing you to keep failing. And you have to take that step, that leap of faith to continue to bet on yourself. And he said, that's right, bet on you. Yes, Turtle Power all the way. We have to bet on ourselves because that's the only way for us to realize that we can transform into the growth mindset that we want so much. It's like, we want $1 million, but $1 million is not going to come if we don't try to bet on ourselves to say, you know what, I'm going to invest this $2. You know what, I'm going to invest this $5. You know what, I'm going to be a shareholder in a company. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. If we don't have those growth mindset to bet on ourselves, you're like stingy with money. If you're stingy with money, sure, yeah, it sure will. You won't have no bet on you. But if you're not afraid to strategize how you go about betting on you and to step out in faith, then the world will also bet on you. People around you that never believe in you will also start to believe in you. I'm telling you, you gotta bet on yourself. And then some of the people who you're around that say they're gonna help you in person, and they said they were gonna do one thing and then they never do it, and then they have a whole application on you as to why they didn't want to bet on you. But because you bet on yourself, that is a proven method that it work when you bet on yourself. It's like take that chance. It's like how many of us working hand to mouth, and even if you're not working hand to mouth, but your paycheck because you're wrapped up so much in this, you're doing that at the same time, and you wrapped up so much, but because you tell yourself, hey, I gotta eat. At least one day of the month I gotta eat healthy. At least one day of the month I gotta get me some, detox my body, detox my mind, detox my soul, detox everywhere. It's not just go out there and say, oh, I'm gonna pamper myself, but you also have to pamper yourself internally. That means you're taking a chance on you. You're taking that big leap of faith to bet on you from within. And then whatever you bet on yourself from within, it will also start to be extracted on the outside. And you will also see that you are more powerful because you're not only taking care of you from the outside, but you're also taking care of you from the inside. And then once you work from within, when you come outside, it's like, ooh, somebody say, you glowing, baby. Yeah, because you tell that person who say, ooh, you glowing, ooh, you spicy, ooh, you powerful. Because I bet from within. You have to bet on you. And realizing that, you know what? 90 days of betting on you, nothing wrong with that. We have to take care of us. If we don't take care of us, who is going to be there to take care of us? We have to bet on us. All right. So going forward, family, don't matter the mindset, don't matter the challenge that you face or anything, bet. You got to bet on you. And just remember, don't leave God out, because throughout your struggles, throughout the midst of your adversities, you will see that He will be right there with you. And He also wanted to give everything to Him. He said wholeheartedly. He don't want piece of you, don't want half of you, don't want a side of you, don't want a slab of your ribs or anything. He want all of it. So when we put everything to Him, we betting. It's like you go out there and a lot of people will say, okay, they do gambling and they go out there and they put big money, they're betting. They don't know if they're gonna win. But they put a lump sum because they're confident enough that they're gonna win. So they pour in everything in the ring. And most time they come out successful, and sometimes they come out not successful. But did they give up? No. They keep betting and betting and betting until they hit the jackpot. You understand? So same way with life, we have to learn to challenge ourselves and don't give up, because the challenge is gonna come. The things that meant to destroy us is gonna come. They're gonna be walk, especially when you're growing up, going up the ladder. When you start to grow up the ladder and you start to grow, you're gonna see challenge. And challenge come from all angles of your life. Mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, verbally, you name all the alleys, psychologically, because everything got to be in line. So when you look and see the challenge, and you will say, but oh, challenge come from just the people around. No, it come from everything. All the alleys you gonna go through them, they come. So we have to be prepared to bet on us. And when you bet on you, you make sure you have that affirmation, if you will, that one word to keep you going. It's like you're going down a little hole and you see that, you say, what am I doing? Why am I back here when I should be over here? How do you get out of that? Don't you have to tell us, you quickly realize what is happening to you? And then now you have to fight your way out of that so that you could get back on track and say, okay, I'm back on track. You have to take that bet. It's like the GPS. You're following the GPS and then you say second left turn or second right turn, and you go to the first right turn. What happened now? You have to take that chance and that leap of faith to say, you know what? You will get right back on track. You gotta bet. You gotta be believing you know. And it's like you have to remember, okay, this was where I was and I need to go back this way. And now you have to start saying, okay, depend on the GPS because you think that the GPS failed you. But all you need was to believe in you. And you get right back on track and you say, oh, where are we? And even the GPS sometimes say, oh, you're back online. Oh, you're back on this. You know what I mean? So they tell us that we got to take the bet on us. And if we don't bet on ourselves, who gonna bet on us? Sometimes we giving people everything to bet on us, like leave our life in their hands. And they sure bet on us, but did they bet on us in the right way? You gotta bear that in mind. So when you bet on you, everything will come on you in the right way. But when we leave everything, it's like I can't do nothing, so I leave it everything in the hands of somebody. And then when you realize the bet failed because you expect this person to do everything for you, and when you realize that they failed you, then you owe the bet because you didn't confident enough to bet on yourself. We have to stand firm and we have to be grounded to realize that, hey, if we don't bet on us from internally, you ain't gonna see no result on the outside. Because the little result you're gonna see on the outside is just gonna be there until it fade away. But when you bet from within, like you take care of you, everybody nowadays talking about, our health, we have to cleanse from inside, we have to decide. So that's taking a bet on you. It's like you say you get up and you used to feel so fatigued, you used to feel so frustrated, you used to this, and then we have to take a bet and say, you know what, we're gonna cut sugar out, we're gonna cut carbs out, we're gonna, even if you don't cut things out, to reduce them, you're gonna reduce them dramatically so that you can see if that's what you needed to remove out the way. And that's taking a big bet on you because it could be things that you love that you didn't want to give up. But you have to trust the process, because if we tell ourselves from day one that, hey, you know what, I'm my biggest better. It's like you say, I'm your biggest supporter. You're your biggest supporter. You have to bet on you, because if you don't bet on you, nobody will. Nobody will. And they will bet on you, but is it going to be the right way they're betting on you? So that's a lot of things you have to bear in mind when we take in step to bet on ourselves. When we try to bet on ourselves, we have to take step to be mindful and be self-conscious, be self-aware, recognize where our challenge is. You know what I mean? Because sometimes truth be told, sometimes we're waiting on people to take a bet on us, and the first step is us. So when we bet on ourselves and say, yes, I can do this, I can do this, yes, I can. Sometimes you can, but you need something to propel you. You need something to keep the energy going. You need something to uplift you. And by speaking good over us, over you, you realize that it was not as easy. It wasn't that as hard as I think. You know what I mean? Because you bet on yourself and you believed in yourself. And that's one of the greatest part of life, is when we believe. Because when we don't believe, the challenge of life is hard. When we don't believe in ourselves, the challenge of life is harder. Because now we feel like the world have to bet on us. No. We have to bet on us first. We're our first encounter. When we realize that we could have walk, move, and everything, don't is a bet we take on ourselves. You ever hear somebody say, look at the baby is walking. That baby tired of seeing you, all of you walking around, and that baby just laying there crawling and everything. That baby said, no, I gotta take a bet on me too. Because if I don't, then I'm just gonna be up in everybody's hand. And the baby said, no. Baby said, no. I need put me down. I crawl, I turn over, I rolled over. As sooner or later, boom, the baby start make two step. That baby take a chance with himself. Leg wobbly until he gets stronger and stronger, because the baby believed that he must do it, and he gonna do it quick and fast. They take a step. You say, that's right, bet on you. Yes, man, we have to bet on ourselves, Lashana success. If we don't bet on ourselves, we can't wait for the world to bet on us, because they sure will bet on us, but might not be what we like. You know what I mean? So we have to learn to bet on us. And when I say bet on you, have the right attitude, the right mindset, the right, being in all the alleys in the right way, not just sitting there and just complaining all the time and not doing nothing. That's not betting on you, because sitting and complaining is one. But what are you doing with sitting and complaining? Are we trying to elevate from these things, or are you just pointing them out? Because a lot of people, we speak out aloud, when things are happening, which help a lot of us when we do speak out what we're going through, whether we really go all out. It's Lashana success is so true. And Damien said, hello, hi Damien, how are you? Greetings, welcome back. So we got to bet on us. And betting is going to require a good mindset, hard work, dedication, persistent, and you say yes, stay positive and keep it moving. Exactly. Yes, Lashana success is gonna keep that too. With the right attitude, the positive mindset, and keep it moving. Yes, because we're not gonna let anything destroy what we have what the Lord have planned for us. Because it's easy to sleep the negative in there, you know what I mean? But we gotta keep going by betting on us. And you say, I am good, and you, I'm doing good so far. I'm doing good. Thank you. Blessings to you. Lashana Champ said, hi, Damien. So greetings. So we have to learn to take a bet on us. I'm making some chocolate tea here. So if we, because in life, you realize when you start to go out there, you realize that wow, every block I go on is like I hit roadblocks. We're only hitting roadblocks because we're scared to take that leap of faith. We're only hitting roadblock because we're scared to step out in faith. You know what I mean? Because we're waiting on the world to bet on us. But when we tell ourselves that, hey, we're not going to let the world bet on us, we're going to bet on ourselves. Then that's our first sign of saying that, hey, we are looking full speed ahead. You know, we're not worried about the noise of the market because we realize that we have a dream. And in order to fulfill that dream, we have to keep going. In order to feel like we're still here in this world, we have to keep going. We have to keep pumping that gas, you know, we have to keep going, you know. Because if we don't, then when the system crash, which is our mind, then we're gonna feel like the world owe us something. And the truth be told, the world don't owe us nothing. The world don't owe us anything, so we have to bet on ourselves. Somebody probably saying, bet on yourself. I bet on myself all the time. We all bet on ourselves all the time, but sometimes we are our own downfall. When we bet, we're not confident in our bet. And if we don't confident in our bet, we will see that why am I going down the rabbit hole? Because we weren't confident in our bet. You know, we said we were betting on us, but we weren't confident. But when we start getting confident, we start to see a different way of life. And then you're going to have a bigger hurdle to deal with. You're going to have a bigger challenge to deal with. But you still have to take that bet on you, you know. He said, believe and you can achieve. Yes, Damien, yes, believe and you can achieve. So they say, whatever you put your heart and mind and soul to, so shall it be and so shall you achieve. It's really an amazing product. Do you want it? Yeah. So we have to bet on ourselves, you know. So we're gonna eat this plant in here, and then we're gonna eat this plant in here, and then we go. He said, don't let the situation determine your fate. Let your fate determine your situation. Faith can move mountain. Yes, Damien, faith can move mountain. And I like how you put it right there. He said, don't let the situation determine your fate. Let your fate determine your situation. And faith can move mountains. Yes, so no matter the circumstances, we have to have the mindset to bet on us and trust that leave everything. He said, trust in him and leave everything to him so that everything can work out for the greater good. Huh? And then when you bet on yourself and you win, you know how we feel good? We feel so good because you say, yes, we did it. You know, we bet on ourselves. It's like taking a chance, you know. It's like people tell you doubt you all the time. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. And you have to bet on yourself at this point. You normally whisper and say, yes, I can. When you keep telling yourself when somebody doubting you, because you know, it's easy for somebody to throw you under the bus than throw you above the bus. You understand? But when you bet on yourself, trust me. Now, even the system that you would want to help you go try to figure out what was she doing, what was he doing. Because they didn't want to take a bet on you, they didn't want to take a chance on you. But when you stepped out and bet on you, baby, and you start to see results, now the world want to be no. How come you have that? How come you get that? How come you get this? Who give you that? You don't have this, you don't have that, because they're wondering. No, there's no need to wonder because you bet on yourself. The world don't know you're betting on yourself, but you and your father know you're betting on you because you tell yourself you're tired of living a certain way. You're tired of just living from one end to the other. You're tired of having no mind of your own, and now you have to take back what's yours. How many people go through something in life? You say, when I go through my situation, I think about WWJD. Okay, that's good. He said, yes, Damien. Yes, Lashana Success say yes, yes. You know, cause we have the willpower, you know. Everything that is him that we need to put ourselves back on track. We have it inside of us. But sometimes we are so stubborn that the willpower will be there. But because we are so consumed with the things that is not needed to be consumed of, then we are fighting, yeah, with the powers that we got. We're fighting because they say, "Oh no, why do this?" But if we do this, it's quicker. Not realizing that sometimes it's not about the quickness; it's about thinking realistically and trying to make sure everything you're gonna do, you're dotting your I's, you're crossing your T's, so that you can get you with what you need. They say, "What would Jesus do?" Well, it's the once you put everything to God in prayer, He can move, as you say, He can move mountain. And He can move mountain, but we have to give our problems to Him and we gotta wait. And He's like, listen, you know. And as they say, slow and steady always win the race, and He says slow to speak, you know. And a lot of time when we're going through that terminal phase, sorry, in our life, we wondering why I am I faced with so much hurdles. He put them there because He know we can challenge them. He didn't put nothing in our way that He's not preparing us for. And that's when we have to have that quick bet on ourselves, that mindset change. We have to change because when the troubles come, as the songwriter said, they will seem hard to bear. But he said the Lord knows what you're going through, and He know our circumstances, and He will fix them. But in order for Him to fix these things, we got to realize what is at stake, where we at in life, and what are we faced with. How are we gonna come back from these challenges that are out here? Is to take a chance on yourself. It's like somebody tell you, "Oh, you can't go here after hours because this is that, da 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 da." But you need to get there, and it's a bet you're gonna take on yourself just to get there. It's a bet. I say patience is a virtue, but there are some who don't practice patience. They are always in a rush, and when we in a rush, you know how rush go. You know how rush go, especially in the street nowadays. You know the rush is crazy because we're not betting on ourselves to say yes, we can get up an extra hour early. We're not betting on ourselves that we need to just change certain things so that we don't have to be running late and rushing, and next thing you rush and you may never rush back home. You rush somewhere else, maybe to the hospital, to the morgue, or wherever, taking off on a run because you caused something to somebody. You have to be on the run. You're rushing somewhere now. Maybe not what you like because you didn't have that bet in you, that confident bet in you to say yes, I can do it. Get up an hour early, move. You know, space ourselves, tell ourselves that we're gonna get up hour early so that we can get out early and we can take our little jelly little time to get where we need to go to ample time. And that's all. That's how life is. And patience is a virtue. And to be honest, sometimes as human beings, sometimes we in our rush, and it's just reality. But the good part is when we are aware that we are rushing. When we are aware, he said that's why I don't rush. Yes, I don't like the rushing either. I don't like the rushing, Lashana. When you gotta do all that rushing, it do something to you. It make you feel worked up, and it make you feel overwhelmed. And then when you go out there and then you see traffic, you start blaming yourself. You say when you are in a hurry, you are not cautious or mindful of what you are doing, and you may land up in a hot mess. Yes, in a mess. Sorry, I say hot mess, but it's a mess. Yes, and it can cause so many things, because the rush, the adrenaline gland started to just go wild. It's like you're going to do an exam, and if you fail this, it's another $1,000 you're gonna have to use to pay for it. So you're in a rush to get in that exam and just get out of it, not realizing that all we need to do is just stay focused. It's just to stay focused, and bet on ourselves from day one. So that when we go there, we don't have to feel so overwhelmed, overworked. But that's how life is, though. But the awareness is gonna make you better. Because awareness will help to humble us too when we're aware. It's like they say you gotta be aware of your surrounding. We gotta be aware of everything around us, everything, our mind, our body, our soul, what we consume, what we don't consume, why we don't do this, why we don't do that, why we do this, why do we do that. The whys, the how, the when. What trigger us to be this way, what trigger us to be this kind of way. What I mean, all the things that are going to come, that's going to try to break you, also going to try to give you powers because you continue believing yourself, because you take a bet on you. The hurdles are gonna always be there. Even when time you cross, it's like you say, "Oh, I'm done. I pay off all my bills." Okay, good. But next month you have bills to pay. You just pay off this one bill, but at least the way you gonna take care of stuff is to strategize ourselves and move forward and tell ourselves we don't have to live like this. It's about better manage how we manage ourselves, how we manage our mind, how we manage our money, how we manage our peace. It's also gonna help to push us to the next level. You know what I mean? And we just gotta be honest. Because betting on yourself is not an overnight in the park. How many of us go for an interview, and when you go for the interview, yes, you might look on the description that they give you that they need for the job, and you might have one thing on there that you know you don't have, but you have everything else. But you're confident enough that you can go out there and get the job. It's because you bet on yourself. You bet on yourself, and you know that if you go out there with your level of execution, with your level of expertise, with your level of understanding, your level of your knowledge, and you read widely, you study, you research, and all this, it's gonna help you. You say I always thought being in a hurry would speed up the process, but there are critical things that get left behind, and the ending result amounts to nothing. Oh wow, this is a powerful one right here, Damien. That's true. Being in a hurry, it might feel like it's speeding up things. In some essence, it depends on what. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, it can cost you so much more than what you were just doing. When we could just wait. It's like how many persons you see overtake you just to get down to the light, and when they get down to the light changed to red. I used to laugh when somebody overtake you, and as soon as they overtake you, they go right down to the light, and the light say blue, red. They gotta wait now, so no more rush. Mind you, they overtake you just to get down to the light for the light to change. I say, hello, red, wait. And you just feel so hilarious because I'm like, ooh, all that for all this. But such is life though. But when you get there, it will remind you. Something is always gonna stop us in our tracks to remind us that taking a bet on ourselves is not to rush. Is to be more humble, be more patient, be more confident, be more relaxed, be more trustworthy, be more honest with ourselves, be more prayerful, stay prayed up, stay blessed, be thankful, be grateful for life, be grateful for everything. So that when those bet that you're gonna bet on yourself, you don't have to have no what they call it, your erectile muscles start to stand up because you feel like you have fear. When fear come over you, your body chills. You have all about it. You have your erectile muscles. You might not see no hair on your hand, but as soon as you fear come over you, all this become all these, we call them downy here. All these little downy here just popped up, and you're like, what? No, you look like a pig standing with a whole lot of hair on you because your erectile muscles send fear, and then they all stand up. Eh? So it just depends. But taking a bet on us is nothing wrong with that. It's like you say you want a new life, or you need a new home, or you need new security, you need new life, new this. You have to take a bet on you. Sometimes how many people you see walk out there in faith sometime and leave anything that they're doing behind them. That's a bet they take on themselves. They didn't know the bet was gonna pay off. But they said, you know what, it's time. I have enough. I'm tired of this, and they take that big bet on themselves, and they didn't know where they're gonna end up. But because they believe that God will move mountain, as Damien mentioned earlier as well, they say, I'm not giving up. And that's one of the things we have to tell ourselves, is to not give up no matter how much things are going to be challenging, because the more you achieve in life, the more challenge you face. It's like they say, the more you earn, the more taxes you pay. Ain't that a big challenge? Because you think, say, oh yes, I'm working more money now. Oh yes, I'm working $30 an hour. Oh yes, I'm working $40 an hour. Yeah, but then when the taxes hit you, you're like, man. You know what I mean? But the only difference is sometimes you do get back some of those things. You know what I mean? So that's the only big difference right there. With chunk of this become chunk of something else. It's like, say, hey, I'm saving for you, so don't worry. Tax time you can always get it back. You can claim it. You know what I mean? But it's life. So how is everybody doing today? Anybody taking a bet on themselves? What are you planning to do? You know, And sometimes betting on yourself doesn't mean that you have to think that, oh, because your friend over here have a multi-million-dollar house, you want the same house. No, betting on you is to create peace within you, cleanse you from within, so that when you ready to take that leap of faith to excel in other areas of your life where the world can see you are already cleansed from within. Because when your inside is so stressed out, you're so sick, from within, you hate everything around you, everything you see around you become toxic and everything. You gotta cleanse those things out your system, in order for you to get right back on track with the right mindset, the right frame, the right body, the right soul, the peace we all so crave, and that is to bet on us. We have to. Sometimes we say, okay, we go to the doctor and doctor say, hey, you have high blood pressure. But you have to bet on yourself now. You say, boy, I love my salt. I don't know if I can do. How many times people go to the doctor and say, boy, but I love my fried chicken. I love my salt, man. I can't cook without my salt. I can't cook without my seasoning, blah, blah, blah. But sooner or later, you speak that out aloud, huh? You're gonna realize that it don't really matter. All it needed to do was to take a better new. If you want to live longer, if you want to change your mindset, if you want to be on a health journey, if you want to combat anything, all you gotta do is just change up certain things, change up your diet. And that means that you have to bet on you, because the sacrifice you're gonna make is betting on you, because you're giving up a portion of something just to get better, to feel better, to feel more powerful, to feel more stronger within you. And once you feel more stronger within you, you have people say, boy, I'm no longer fatigued, I'm no longer disgusting, I'm no longer miserable. Because what? You take that chance, and you take that bet. And then sometimes when we bet on ourselves, to realize that some of the bet is they're not going to be fulfilled right there and then, because it's just like life goals. You have medium term, you have short term, and you have long term. So same way with when we bet on ourselves, we could bet on ourselves to say in the next 5 years, I want to lose all these things that I'm accumulating, or all these mindset that is not so wonderful, in the next 5 years, or in the next 2 years, next 3 years, next however long you bet on you to achieve those things. Because everything is not just, oh, I'm gonna bet on me for today and just leave it there. You have to put things out there where you're better than you to say, all right, in the next 3 years, I want to open my own restaurant. The next 3 years, I want to open my own business. The next 3 years, I want to branch out. The next 3 years, I want a partnership. The next 3 years, I want to this, and go on and on. Or the next 5 years, I should be living steadily. Those are we're betting on ourselves, because we're telling ourselves that, listen, some things are not going to be practical now, because we all know how our pocket look. The world don't have to know how your pocket look for you to know that you have to bet on you. And you have a lot of people out here who bet on themselves with $0, but because they faith, they believe, they trust in God, they never lose that. And once you never lose hope, you always find a way back home. You're always gonna find a way back home. There are people who literally start business with even what, $20, because they know, they believe in what they can achieve. They know that they have a bigger dream ahead of them, but they have to start from somewhere. And sometimes they go out in this world and they trying to showcase what they have come up with, their intervention and everything. And sometimes people don't take a bet on them, but sooner or later they can become one of the biggest company, one of the biggest people in the world. You know what I mean? That's because they take a bet on themselves. And that's the power of believing in us. That's the power that we got from internally inside of us. That fighting spirit. We all have that fighting spirit in us. And that's what makes us determined. The people that are out here that are determined is the fighting spirit that they have, and say they need more out of life. They don't just need to be right here and just comfortable right here, when plus you're gonna think about getting older, you're not getting a day younger and everything. But they bet on themselves. And they say, even right now, I've been watching a lot of celebrities, and I realized that even when they were much younger, in their young in teen days, the mindset they have now to win They had that a long time ago, but because of partying and all these things, sometimes you may get lost in the system. But if you still have that willpower, as Damien say right here, so endless result to nothing. But if you have that result in that power in you, you will get something out of nothing. But you still gotta have that fighting spirit in you. It's like the man who fight to live. You have people who go into coma and people say they're not coming out alive. Those people didn't give their bet up. They bet on themselves and say, Lord, whatever my situation is, I need you to give me another chance. And they be right there and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. Till years later you hear somebody say, oh, he or she just wake up. Those people didn't give up. They bet on their life, they didn't give up. And that's why it's very important in life when we know exactly what we want out of life, we know exactly what we have to do. Mind you, we can know everything that we want out of life. It doesn't mean you have to come to you right there and then because you know what you want out of life. It's a continuation that you have to keep going in order to get where you need to get or to settle into what you need to settle into. You know what I mean? Because turnover don't just turn over just quick and fast like that. Nothing in life that you're going to see is just a quick turnover. It's the fighting spirit. And but remember when I had my car and see how my car was giving me trouble, I had that fighting spirit to fix it every single time. When something happened to it, I bet on that car. I bet that I say, listen, I need you to take me from point A to point B until better can come. And I never give up. I had to keep pouring into it same way, even though it didn't even care about me in the long run. You pour in today and he left you tomorrow. You pour in the next day and he leave you the next day. You understand? But at the same time, he was still taking me from point A to point B. He wouldn't take me for long, but he was taking me, leaving me, taking me, leaving me, taking me, leaving me. But I bet and I believe that one day everything would come to a place where I no longer have to worry much over that. But everything else that I'm going to accumulate is also going to have its own hurdles, and I need to bet on it as well, to bet wisely. Not just bet like, when you go now and you realize, okay, you had a car before and it was giving you trouble. You're not going to go back out there and just bet and say, oh, I need this same car again. Or no, why would you get back the same thing when you know it give you so much pain? You have to make changes. And that's why sometimes in life, all you have to do is just tweak things to make adjustment. It's not really like, say, you have to go out there and do a whole bunch of stuff. But just tweaking stuff will help you to make changes in life. And that is you, betting on you. Never give up. And then when you don't give up in life, then now you're going to have the people around you in terms of you wonder, how did she own that? How did he own that? Because I never give up. You never give up on you. Never give up. When we give up our life, then our bet give up of us too. Because we always hoping and praying that better will come one day. We say better will come one day, and you take the TER at the end of a better, and you get bet. I mean, you're betting on you. You understand? You're betting on you. So greetings to one and all. This is 90 days of betting on you. We got to bet on us, baby. We got to. And don't feel bad when you start to pour into you. Don't feel bad. I watched this young lady on YouTube, and she said, you can pour from an empty cup. So nothing wrong if you bet on you, baby. Nothing wrong. I see somebody last night and they said to me, how much is this? And I told them. And I said, what? I said, listen, you got to spend on you. And the person just bust out laughing. Because sometimes, you be mean to spend money on yourself. But if something happen, it costs you more to spend on you. So why not just bet on you and just every now and then you take yourself somewhere nice. Every now and then you eat, you come home, you buy something nice, cook. That you probably never even get the chance to do all year round. You can bet on you. Hey, baby. Come over this way. Get out the way. You don't want a short serve. Yeah. What's up? You want one? I want sausage patty. I don't got no sausage patty. Which one you call the sausage patty? The kid one. You'll have to go in the fridge and look. Huh? You go in the fridge and look. You gotta take the chair. What is that? Yeah, just use the chair. And it's beef patty, cheese beef patty, okay? Ooh, that's good. Yeah, you like that one? Yeah. I'm like, ooh, betting on me. Betting on me. You done? He's trying to get in the fridge. You don't have no shorts. Get it. It's from the back. It's from the back. I got one. Yeah. I'm blocking him. But you don't have no shorts. You close it. Okay, good job. Good job. Eh? What's that? Oh, you finished? Take that out. Okay, put it at 2. Yes, 2 minutes. Did you ask me, can you put it at 2? Yeah. You want to put it at 2. One thing with you, you're not afraid to ask for help. I love that. Look, let me show you. No, hold on. Yes, I know. Hold on, let me show you. Look. You press this. Stop. Okay, there you go. High five. Where's your brother? He didn't want the game. Eh? He didn't want the game. Oh. Yep, so we gotta bet on ourselves. Alright, move on here. Go over there. You don't want no shorts. Come over here, Sla. We don't have no shorts, family, so. We gotta bet on us. No, leave it. Leave it, Amir. We gotta bet on us, family. We gotta bet on us. We gotta bet on us. Let's read the daily reading for today to see what it's talking about when we say bet on us. Let me see if something is kind of in lining up right here. You say, trust me in the midst of a messy day. Your inner calm, your peace in my presence need not be shaken by what is going on around you. Though you lived in this temporal world, your innermost being is rooted and grounded in eternity. When you start to feel stressed, detach yourself from the disturbances around you. You hear that, people? So when you feel overworked, you feel stressed, you feel like you're exhausted, you're overwhelmed and everything, you have to. He said when you start to feel stressed, detach yourself from the disturbances around you. And that's why you hear a lot of people say, you gotta learn to block the noise out. We gotta learn to do this, we gotta learn to do that. And that is so true, because your peace is what we all crave. People who have grown from being, when you were little and you would be, when they say you're hot-headed or at least think somebody say to you ready to take their head off, when you grow from that, coming from that place where you know that anyone say anything to you, to be all like riding with them like a bicycle, you're pedaling with them back to back, toe to toe, and you realize that you have grown so much, you have outgrown that way of life, you have outgrown that part that you were on that was making you feel toxic, making what I call it, nobody like you, nobody cares to even deal with you or anything. When you have grown out those part of you and you're on a journey that you're telling yourself that listen to me, I'm betting on me. And if I don't bet on me, who's gonna bet on me? That means you need to change your ways, you need to change your thought process, you need to change everything, even what we consume. Then you realize that you can block out the noise, you can block out the disturbance, you can block out everything that is not good for you, so that you can be right back on the path that you created when you bet on you. Because when we bet on ourselves, we tell ourselves what we no longer want in our life. Betting is telling yourself what you no longer want in your life. You know what I mean? You no longer want to be living from paycheck to paycheck. You want to create wealth. You want to create a peaceful home. You want to build what you call, you want to go into real estate. You want to do so many things in life to secure you later in life. And that doesn't mean you must go back to entertain the things that are disturbance to you in life, because you know you've been through them, you live them. When you go through life and you have your fair share of life, when you get a little older, you have zero tolerance for the things that are going to come at you. Zero tolerance, because what, you're not going to let that consume your peace. Instead of desperately striving to maintain order and control in in your little world, relax and remember that circumstances cannot touch my peace. Seek my face and I will share my mind with you. I like that one, right? That one is good. It says, seek my face and I will share my mind with you. So when we are on that journey, when we are on that where we say, I no longer want to be like this. I no longer want to do this. I'm taking a chance with me and see how me work. I'm tired of living like everything somebody said, do. You do. And you weren't thinking about you. You weren't putting you first. You were putting you dead last and all these things. No, you have to stand up and say, I'm going to seek thy face and I will share my mind with you. Same, the Lord said he will share his mind with us. So we got to share our thought process and everything with him, so that even though he know us, but he wants us to still come to him with our problems so he can fix it, okay? But won't he do it? He said, opening your eyes to see things from my perspective. Do not let your heart be troubled and do not be afraid. The peace I give is sufficient for you. John 16, verse 33, Psalms 105, verse 4, and John 14, verse 27. Oh, I love this part. Seek my face and I will share my mind with you. How many of us would flip this around and know that when we were younger, or, we have a mouthpiece, and you would say, you come up to my face and I will show you what I can do. And you realize that, Lord, I no longer be this way. Thank you for changing me. Thank you for ordering my step. Thank you for directing me. Do you know how much you feel? Because now, when you ask for those blessings, you're going to see it play out in your life. Because guess what? You're going to see other people going through similar things with you. And everybody who been through something in life and get over, because they take a bet on themselves to tell themselves, nope, we're no longer going to be like this no more. When you see other people going through stuff similar to what you were going through, you know how many of us say, thank you, Jesus, for taking me out of my struggles? Because, Lord, I don't know what would I do. I can't do it. You want to be able to manage, because you know that if he didn't come and rescue you in the time when he needs to, you don't know where you would have been. And that's why a lot of people are so understanding of a lot of situation that is out here right now in this world, because they say if Lord didn't rescue them, they don't know where they would have been this day. Like today, they don't know where. So, and that's one of the beautiful part, when we see others are going through similar things like us, and we can look through them and say, wow, I used to be like that. People used to do me like this. I used to flirt with money, doing this, doing that, not saving nothing. But when you see they doing that now and squandering money, and that's why it's become to say that we have to educate people. We have to share our knowledge. We have to share our understanding, because you lived it. We all are an example in some shape, form, or the other, because it's something that you live. How many of you would see young people right now and they're coming up on some silly mistake that they will be making, and you can look back and say, but I used to make that same mistake, or even worse. and you say, you know what, all I can do now is share my life with people around the world, and then you will see result. Yeah, because you know where you coming from, you know where the Lord had brought you from. When we all know where He have brought us from, it is easier for people to understand because they can relate. Relate. When you can relate to the circumstances of life, it's like somebody said, I don't know what you're going through. I can only sympathize with you. Also, because they never been in your shoes before. They never encounter stuff like that. But when you encounter stuff like that before, you have a vast amount of knowledge and understanding to share your knowledge and show how God have brought you from a, you ever hear this, brought you from a mighty long way? Because that was a mighty long way. And when you see, you take that leap of faith and you take that better news to say, you know what? I no longer want to be like this. I want to grow old and grow in peace. I want to grow and grow with a better mindset. I want to grow older with more encouraging mind frame. I want to grow old and show young people that, hey, I used to live just like you. They might, some people, young people are curious to know, what did you do to get over on the other side? Then you're going to share what the Lord did. So many people tell you, hey, I'm saved from being in a party. I was in a nightclub one night and the Lord spoke to me and I never go back. Now they baptize and in church. You have a lot of people that the Lord had brought them from a mighty long way. Some people were drug addict. Some people were can't maintain their mind from just saving their life. And it's like they wake up in a dark place and they say no more. You have people go to the casino and they fall asleep and get robbed and everything, and they say, you know what? I can't be betting on my life like this. They had to change that bet. They had to change that bet. And I have to say, you know what? I'm a fuck. I used to work at this place, and this man come in there one day, and we were talking and having a conversation. And he said, I used to gamble, and one night I get robbed by gunpoint and everything. And he said, listen, I said, no more. I can't take that bet on my life like that. He said, no. And he said that it was a wake up call for him. And he said, right now he's a better husband. He said, right now he's a better father to his children. He's a better everything. Because everything wakes you up in life. When you go through the storm of life, whatever you go through, and that's why you can't feel guilty for the things you go through in life. What you have to do is find ways. As he said, instead of desperately striving to maintain order and control in your little world, relax and remember that circumstances cannot touch my peace. So when we crave peace from within, we will see result. And that's why it's all going back to betting on you. What is it that we want to do? This alarm system going off all morning. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Oh, this alarm system going off all morning. Oh, I turn it off now. That thing going off all morning. And so he said, instead of desperately trying to maintain order and control in your little world, relax and remember that circumstances cannot touch my peace. Because when we crave peace, when we seek peace, we see growth. But growth is something that you have to also fight through to maintain growth. Growth is something that, even though it comes and you say, yes, I am growing, yes, I'm developing, but growth is going to also come with its own pain, its own hurdles, its own challenges, its own process of dealing with how you have to deal with this, because now you're on a different level, now you're on a different mindset, you're shifting everything, you know you're upgrading yourself, you're elevating yourself. You know what I mean? So everything gonna have to have a little tweak to it. Oh my goodness. Hey, this alarm having me singing. Mm-mm. Sorry, family. This alarm be going off all morning. I don't know why. But anyway, such is life. Such is life. So he says, "Seek my face, and I will share my mind with you." And I love when he share my when he share his mind with me, because I learned so much. You know what I mean? Because I start to not lean on my own understanding, but let the wind take me where it needs to take me by leaning to him, and the thoughts are coming just naturally. You know. And then some days you will know when you don't have anything that the message is giving to you powerful to speak about. You will know that too. You know, because when something come, when you get a message that he wants you to deliver, but they have a song in Jamaica say there's no but nor because. When he give you something that he wants you to deliver, when I tell you you don't have no hiccups, you don't have no beating around bush mindset, you don't have if and but kind of mindset, you just going straight through. And that's all life is. And then some days you have to box shuffle to understand what is it that the task require you to do. How many days even when you go to regular job, sometimes you have to say, okay, I'm good at what I'm doing, but sometimes they give you a task and you're like, what? It's like just step it up a notch. So sometimes you're gonna get a task that you're saying that what? But because I know you're taking bets, that means that you're not afraid to accept challenges. You know what I mean? And when you're not afraid to accept challenges, you have to go out there and do what you gotta do. Like I'm on this 90-day challenge. You can't be afraid to step onto a challenge and challenge yourself, because guess what? That is also stepping into who you are. You know, you as a person, you as an individual, you know, and it also help with our mindset. You know, sometimes you get lost in your thought process, sometimes you get confused in your thought process, but the beautiful part of life is that it will bring you back to where you needs to be. And if it's not something that was really relevant, I say you probably don't even remember it. But if it was something that meant to be said, it will eventually come back. But you just gotta keep talking. How many times we lose our chain of thought, and we were saying something, and because something interrupt what we were saying, like this thing going off here, you lost that chain of thought. But if it was something for you to be was of importance, like important to be said, it would have come back naturally. But when you see it don't come back, it's because you are like, oh well, move right along. It's just another day. And you move right along. And just believe in what we're doing. Believe in you. Believe in your dreams. Believe in that when you show up in life, life will show up for you. We got to believe in that. You know, even if you're making $2, that two ends not meeting with that $2. But you tell yourself that I'm still going to show up anyway. Because when you learn to show up the way that the Lord is giving, blessing you right now, that means when He's ready to give you abundance, you will be able to say, everybody around you will say, you know what? Yes, this person, if anybody deserve it, you deserve it. If anybody deserve it, this young lady, this young man, this auntie, this uncle, this papa, this auntie deserve it. Because you know why? You take what you was given to you, and you humble yourself, and you still go. You didn't get frustrated, you didn't get lose hope, you didn't lose nothing, you did not give up, you did not give in. You keep pushing, and you tell yourself that there's a bar right here, and you need to remove that barrier. And in order for you to remove that barrier, it's for you to keep going. It's like when people level up in games. You know, I don't play games, but even games have levels. And when you play and you reach level 3, the game gonna get harder. But in order for you to get to level 4, you gotta keep playing so you can unlock what is over here. Same thing with us in life. When you surpass certain levels of your life, you have so many things to unlock. Even on YouTube, when you take a bet with YouTube, it was a bet we all take with YouTube. Say, you know, go start YouTube. You don't know where this bet was gonna go. But you tell yourself that, you know what, I got something to say. You got something to say. We all got something to say. Whether it is important or it's just surface level conversation, it's just opinionated conversation. They're not facts there or whatever, or they're factual or whatever. You know what I mean? But you come up and we show up. And by doing that, we're telling ourselves that it's a bet and it's a chance we take on ourselves. But even though we get on here, and the first thing to unlock, even to go live on YouTube, you need 50 people so you can unlock to go live, right? That's the first unlock we have to do. Don't you? So ain't that the first bet we have to take by clocking in and showing up and work hard? And those 50 wasn't easy to work hard too. Anybody know it? Not everybody had it as easy as it should. You know what I mean? Not everybody had that journey easy when they take a bet with YouTube. You understand? Not all of us, you know? But did we give up? That's the question. Did we give up? No. We keep going. We keep going. And we tell ourselves, okay, now you unlock this level. What do we need to do? Okay, we have another levels that we need to unlock. And that was what? The 500. Yes, you unlock the 500. But then you still need 3,000 to unlock the watch time. You see what I'm saying? So there was levels to everything. And then we take a bet by telling ourselves we're going to be consistent, we're going to be persistent, we're going to be determined, we're going to have the right mindset, because this is not easy, especially when you don't have a niche and you're just hopping here, hopping there, jumping there, trying this, trying that. It's gonna be it will be a little more harder, it will be a little bit more tedious, but we will get there. That's one thing you gotta understand. Whatever our heart, what they say, whatever your mind conceives, so shall it be. You will achieve it. And because of that, and we didn't give up, we get there. And then now you unlock, okay, 3,000 watch time. Now you unlock a few more doors. But yet, in order to fully unlock doors, you gotta keep going. And then when you reach when you reach that 500, you gotta unlock 1,000. So you need 500 more to unlock, so you can balance that to 1,000. And once that unlock, then that part is out the way. You're still working and unlocking 4,000 watch time. So right now, for everybody that is out there, and I'm saying, take a bet on you. Same way we would get up and we say we're gonna start a YouTube channel or whatever social media platform you're on, and you say you're gonna start something. We just, so you know, you taking a bet on yourself by clocking in, by showing up. That's a bet you take on yourself. Mind you might not know what the outcome gonna be, but you will always get a glimpse of what the outcome will be in life. Sometimes you just don't know it until you get there. But the outcome was already there, showing some sign that, hey, keep going, you know. And once you keep going and don't give up, then you will see outcome. You will see result. You understand? So when we take bet, this is a big bet we take on ourselves. But you have so many levels towards that bet. And I'm just saying this, when you look at life, whatever, even a man who opened a business, the first time he opened his business, the business may not even make a profit. Not even make a profit. But did that man close the business down because he didn't make a profit in the first 2 months or the first month or the first 2 weeks of opening the business? No. What that person, and when we say man, we're talking mankind and a whole. This is not singly male or female. We're talking mankind and a whole. Whosoever open a business, they take a bet. Didn't know how it outcome gonna go. But what they did, they had everything set up in a way that they know they give themselves time to grow. And that's when we talk about the long-term goals, the medium-term goals, and the short-term goal. And he said maybe in the first quarter of me opening up my business or so, I might not make a profit, because if you look at money you make back, you have to plunge it back into your business, and everything. Invest it back so it can generate more, so you can be scaled on a wider scale. Because people out here, even when you start small, you want to expand. How many people want to expand their horizon? Same way with your mindset. You want to expand, you want to change, you want to be a better person, you want to be better with your mind. Because once we be better with our mindset, that we tell ourselves that, hey, First sign of betting on anything is betting on us. Change our thought process. Take care of ourselves. Take care of our well-being. Be just honest with us. Stay prayed up. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. All these things are easily said than done. But as soon as you become aware of the things that are dragging you down, you have to fight so those things don't have to drag you down no more. They gonna come. Even when you get up to the highest level, you're gonna have a bigger challenge. So we're not gonna run from any challenge. What we're gonna do is face our challenge, and we're not gonna face him with fear. We're gonna move right along so he can bless us in the way that we need to be blessed, and in the way we supposed to be blessed, by not letting fear drive us away. Don't let discouragement drive us away. When you bet on yourself, doesn't mean that you're gonna flourish right away. It's like you tell yourself that, okay, you know what, I'm gonna bet and manage my money. I'm gonna start put $2 here, I'm gonna start put $1 here. You might not, even though you say it, you might not put the $2 right away. But because you say it out aloud, one day you're gonna realize that, wait. What did I squander all that money on? Now you're gonna start have a book now to say, Now you're gonna start be like, You're gonna start be like a mean person to yourself now. I can't keep doing that. And now you start to realize that if I keep living this way, I'm gonna live in failure. And because you no longer want to do that, you start grab a book. You start grab a plan. And you start grab a pen. And you start sit down with your goal mindset, because now you have a better mindset, because you take that bet on you. You realize that all this, and you look and you probably check all your account and you say, the value of me depreciating, because there's nothing in the account, so the value of you depreciating, that mean if any little thing, you don't got nothing to even come back, nothing. So we start to look, and that's when change is gonna come. When you're diving in things that you don't see changes with, or you don't want to accept changes, you won't see. But when you tell yourself, wait, hold on, I had $4,000 just now, where did all that go? Now you start to realize that, hey, your wise part of you is tripping in, and you need to make use of that wise part of you that is talking, which is you better like, hold up, I just have $100, where did that go? Now you start to think every angles, every part you go. Now you say, no, I don't only need a mental map, I really need a book. I need a financial advisor, because this can't keep happening. I need to take a better hold of my life. Yes, I'm living in my, what do you call it? I'm living my best life and so, but sometimes you're living your best life only for that moment. You have to take a stand and say, hold up, hold on, wait a minute. And then you realize that speaking it out aloud is helping you to say, just because this can't keep happening. That's what you're basically telling yourself. This can't keep happening. I can't keep living like this. I'm gonna live like a pauper in the next 3-5 years. You know? So then we start to take better care of us, better care of how we squander, better care of our mindset, better care of everything that we're gonna see, do, how we spend money, where we spend the money. Now we're gonna start to know where every penny go. Because sometimes we do live carefree. But when we realize that we're living carefree, it's time. Hey, baby girl. Hey, baby boy. I can't be living like this. And then that's when we start to take better care of ourselves, because we tell ourselves like we no longer want this. I'm listening to this YouTuber, and she was saying that what she was always cleaning as a young child, but what really pushed her more was she was being bullied in school about her weight, her looks, and all of these things, her eyes and everything. I was listening to somebody interviewing her, and when I listened to her and everything, she has so many followers on YouTube and everything now. She document her life, and she clean a lot and everything. But just goes to show what really propelled her to keep going was all the things that was meant to destroy her mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, all those alleys, verbally. But she never let not one of those hurdles destroyed her. Instead, she turned those hurdles now into $1 billion. And I'm like, wow. So even though you see somebody out here now, you will say, oh, they got 1.2 million followers. Oh, they get 4 million followers. Oh, if you ever heard their story of why they turned their hurdles and their struggles into betting on themselves and say, hey, no one wanna bet on me. They looking at me and judge me. I'm overweight. I'm this. I'm wishy washy. I'm not pretty. I'm not cute. Listen to me. If you worry about everything people say to you, you will never be productive the way you need to be productive because we're living through the eyes of other people. We have to bet on us because we have eyes. We can see. You might not be able to see everything about you, and that's why they create mirrors. So when you go in that mirror, you're talking to yourself and like, what? Then you realize that you need to start take a bet on you. And that's why the first sign of growth is you, is us. The first sign of anything to happen to us is transformation. When we recognize where we're at in life, how we're going down a rabbit hole, and tell ourselves, we got to get out of this. We got to get out of this. You might not get out this year. You might not get out next year. But it may take at least a few years. But you tell yourself, you know what? I got to get out of this. I can't keep living this way. I can't keep doing this. I got to start bet better. I got to start bet more with smartness. I got to start bet with a book. I got to start bet with jotting down the things that I'm going to go out there to purchase, so that I know where every penny go, every dime, everything goes, so that when I'm ready to live large, when I'm ready to relax, when I'm ready to build my home or retirement home, or if you already build your retirement home, sometimes you build a retirement home and then your mindset changes because you say, oh, I have a home already, I can just flirt, I can do this, I can do that. But then you have to catch back yourself and say, why did I build this home? I built it for retirement. So I need to work hard same way, not because I have it. I need to still bet on me so that whatsoever I also desire, I can still achieve it. Because sometimes we get to that level and then we get complacent, we get too relaxed, and then what happened? We're in trouble again, even though we have something. Because I know you have a lot of people who own their home and then still let fail with payment or anything, and then their house going to foreclosure because you get complacent and you get relaxed, and then sometimes life happens, situation happens, sickness happen, and that will put you back. And that's why we have to take control of everything we're doing, betting on us and bet ahead. Betting ahead is like you know what's coming after you. When you're aware, it's the best feeling you're gonna have when you become aware. Trust me. When you become aware of what you need to do, you might not know how you're gonna get to that point right there and then, but just by betting on you, the Lord is saying, okay, my sister, okay, my brother, okay, my daughter, okay, my son, I got this with you. Because you're taking the necessary steps to make you better. It's like you see a lot of people, it's like, yeah, plenty of gym out here, and people say they're going to the gym. But if you're not going there to bet on you, you're walking out of that gym the same way you went in there. Because you're walking there with no plans. You just want to say, okay, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to sweat and show everybody that sweat is on my face. But that's not betting on you. Betting on you is determined from within that you need to do this and you need to do that. Because anybody can pour water on themselves, anybody can go in there and bust sweat. But if you don't bet on you from deep within, you're going right in that gym and you're coming right back out just the way you're going. Because what, we weren't confident enough, we didn't believe much in ourselves, so we just going with the flow. And whatever happened, happened. And then some of us, we go right in there and we get frustrated. Oh, this too hard, this too, because we're going with the wrong mindset. We're going with the wrong approach. And as a result, we come out with the wrong mindset. We come out with no results. And you say, but, oh, they said we were supposed to this. No, you have to start with you. They can offer anything to you. But if you're not mentally prepared, you're going to see that gym and you're going to walk right back out just the way you are. It's like you go to school and you don't like school. You don't want to do no schoolwork, or so you're going out like an egg and you're coming right back out like an egg because you don't like school. You can't tolerate nothing. You don't want to learn nothing. Or so you go right in and you come right back out. But when you tell yourself you're going in there and you're going to take a chance on you, then you bet already on yourself before you even enter that door. And then when you go in there, you're going to see some result. But going with it, oh, I can't do this. At first time you're going there, you're frustrated. You need to wheel around And cancel that mindset that you have, not your membership. Cancel your mindset that you went in there with. That negative mindset, you have to cancel that. Because if you don't cancel it and promise, you go right in there and come right back out just the way you are. Still looking like cheeseburger going in there and still looking like cheeseburger coming back out. Because what? The mindset. We have to cancel the mindset, not the membership. It's the mindset, is the approach that we're going to have towards achieving our goal. It's like somebody say, hey, I'm going to sell you a piece of a franchise. And you have only, say, for example, they need, say, $20,000 for the franchise. And you have only the dead $20,000 on you. If you don't bet on you and don't believe that you can do it, you will never spend that $20,000. You rather go somewhere else and mess the $20,000 up and then blame yourself 5 years later. I should have opened that business. I should have taken that business. You're beating up yourself. But no, 5 years later, that business is going to become $50,000 or more. Because it could depend on the location, the close proximity to so many things. But because you were too scared to take that bet, you were too scared to take that leap on yourself that could make you billions of dollars now, you hold back. How many of us hold back on a lot of stuff? And then later on in life, we're looking and say, oh my God, I wish I had. I wish I have done this. But we can't beat ourselves up. We just have to cancel that mindset that we have that's going into something with this approach, you know. And I'm telling you from experience, when we're going into something with a negative mindset, we have to cancel it. It's like telling yourself, oh, I'm going up here, I don't know what I'm gonna do. When you say you don't know what you're gonna do, that mindset, you might come out, you coming out back the same way you're going because you had that mindset that was the right going in. But when we tell ourselves we're going there, we're going to cancel all the obstacles, all the negative energies, all the negative vibes, then we will come out with a better result. In anything we're doing, we will come out with a better result. But you're going in, it's like going to work. Like when you work midnight and you go to work. Oh, I'm sleepy. Oh, I'm tired. I feel so drained. I feel so exhausted. I can't do it. I want to sleep. I want to go home. I'm tired. You're getting on my nerves. You're so irritating. Oh my God. And then what happened? You didn't cancel that mindset that you got. So you're going to work with that mindset and expect to gain result. Yeah, you're sure getting the result you're going there with. But when you're going and say, oh yes, I'm alive and I wake up and I feel blessed, I feel awesome, I'm gonna stretch, I'm gonna get me a hot cup of coffee. If you're a coffee drinker, I'm gonna get me a hot cup of chocolate tea, I'm gonna get me a hot cup of tea, I'm gonna get me no sugar, I'm gonna get me this, I'm not gonna drink no pop and all it. You're going with a positive mindset, and guess what? You come right back up with a positive mindset. But you going sluggish, you going weary and break down, and you're coming right back out just the way you're going. But you're going with that bubbly mindset, even though if you know you might not win that day because you might have a lot going on. But it's the bubbly mindset that gonna make you feel like you're a winner that day. The energy we cause on ourselves is gonna make we feel like our winner. But we going with that negative mindset, we gotta cancel it. Even coming on YouTube, if you're coming in on YouTube and say, oh, nobody watching me, nobody this, oh, you better cancel that mindset before you turn that camera on. Cancel that mindset. Pray before you come on YouTube. You're going into your own business, and you may say somebody out there right now maybe try working on creating their business or launching their business today. And you can't say, but what if I buy up all these things and nobody come to see what I have to offer? Don't worry about that. You have to cancel that mindset. Because it's what we swept in or scooped into our life is the result that we're going to get later. But when we pray over our life and when we speak positive over our life, the negative will come, but we're going to get him out quick. Because the positiveness because of the blood of Jesus. And that thing going to come out of our life so fast, you're going to forget which door it comes to. Because the way you're going to knock it out your way so fast, that thing won't have a chance in your life to even... You won't have a chance to let no air out. Because you're moving so fast, the clock is not even clocking with you. And that's how we have to be. So even when we say we're going to the gym and we're not seeing results, cancel that mindset. Not the membership, it's us. Cancel that. And until then, we will find result in what we're looking at. Betting on yourself and don't give up. Life is hard enough, but you're not gonna sing life is hard, life is hard, life is hard, life is hard, life is hard. Keep singing that, and then life is gonna say, "Oh yeah, I know I am hard. What are you doing about it?" And then life is gonna just look at us and laughing after us, because life has already seen what life is looking like. But we are in the life because we have life. And if we tell ourselves life is hard, then we don't. Why are we here? We're able. We can do anything. We just have to challenge ourselves and cancel the negative mindset. Cancel the thoughts that are gonna come. Even on YouTube, all the people that is out there and sometimes being so mean to other people, we are encouraging them as well to cancel that mindset so growth can take place. Growth can take place in misery. Growth cannot take place in when we all being bashful and being mean and being so unkind to others. Growth can't take place like that, because we're inflicting our own pain to other people, and that can growth not going to take place. Because even when you think you're destroying somebody, you're also destroying yourself. You know what I mean? So we have to change that. Better us in the right way. Yeah. Tell ourselves the things we don't want in our life. We're gonna cancel it. All right. And once we start to do that, then we can start detoxing our body, because that's what we're talking about. You're doing your better than you. It's to detox your body, cleanse your body from inside out, not just the outside where we put in all these fragrance, buying all these products and everything and put on the outside, but are we cleansed on the inside? Go closer to your Father, stay prayed up, and work on you. Like I tell myself, you say, any day I give my life to God, I should never have nothing to look back for. I know the trials gonna be there, and I know the temptation gonna be there, and that's why I'm working on me now. So when I go there, I'm gonna cancel everything that wasn't meant for me, and I'm beginning now. We have to work on canceling the things that we are consuming that are not good for us, and the things that we are using to work ourselves up. Because stress is a powerful thing, and it can hurt you even when you don't look like you're stressing. And you go to the doctor say your blood pressure sky high, and then you're like, what? But I'm over here betting on myself, then why my pressure is so high? Because you weren't betting good. But when we start to change things and fix things from within, then we start to radiate on the outside. You understand? But just remember, one size does not fit all, family, and wherever you're at in life, don't give up. Remember, dreams are valid. Keep living with yourself. Keep being with yourself. Keep working on you, because as one lady we said, we can pour from an empty cup. It's like we want to pour into the world. We want to pour into our children. We want to pour into our family, our spouse, our wife, our husband, or anything. But if we're not well, we won't be able to pour into none of the things we are so crave or so desire. But once we pour into us and we keep that faith, keep the hopes, keep the dreams alive, then that bet that we bet on ourselves to be responsible for this, responsible for that, we will be able to maintain those things. But until then, family, your girl is signing off, and I want to say a big shout out to everyone that comes in my chat today, and big shout out to Lashana Success. We are 90 days of betting on you, and to every likers, the sharers, the commenters, the well wishers, the silent partners. We say, yeah, you, the moderators, subscriber, everybody that is helping one way or the other to help everybody that you see in the street grow, strengthen, and develop. I'm saying thank you so very much, and thank you so very much for always supporting Resilient Queen. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate all of you. I might not see some of you in life, but guess what? Virtual life nowadays is the real deal nowadays. And I want to say thank you all so very much for your love and support, and for taking the time out to listen to Chatterbox. But I hope in everything I say and do, something can help resonate in your life that you can apply. When I was just younger, I used to say, you can hear everything I say, but you got to remember, you can take something from me, but make sure it's blank and you write your own story, because that's how you're going to write your own story. You know what I mean? So until then, what good, have a blessed day, family. And thanks to everyone, Damien and Lashana Success. Thank you all so very much. Yes, I'm going to eat it. Thank you all so very much, and congratulations to the top fans. And until then, we say 90 days of betting on you. Peace out. Peace out? Yeah, peace out.